There comes a time in life when silence becomes more powerful than words, and focusing on your own path becomes more rewarding than chasing the noise around you. We live in a world that demands our constant attention. People expect us to respond, to react, to explain, to prove. But there is a quiet kind of strength in choosing not to. There is power in turning inward, in nurturing your spirit, your dreams, your growth silently. I learned that not everything needs to be spoken. Not every emotion needs an audience. Not every dream needs validation. The truth is, some of the most beautiful transformations happen in silence. Just like the seed that cracks open in the dark soil, your growth does not require applause. It only requires focus. Sometimes, people will misunderstand your silence. They will question your distance. Let them. When you're truly focused on building yourself, you're too busy to explain. You're not being arrogant. You're protecting your peace. Let your success speak when the time is right. Until then, heal quietly, build quietly, rise quietly. Because when you emerge, you won't need to announce yourself. The light will do it for you. There is a common misconception that silence is a sign of weakness. People often associate being quiet with being afraid, submissive, or unsure. But in truth, silence can be the highest form of strength. It takes immense self-control to hold back words when the world expects a reaction. When someone misunderstands you, accuses you, or tries to provoke you, it is far easier to shout back, to defend, to explain. But to stay calm, to hold your peace, and to walk away with dignity, that is strength. It means you have chosen your battles wisely. You have chosen yourself over temporary validation. Silence allows you to preserve your energy. Every argument, every response, every attempt to prove yourself drains your emotional reserves. But silence teaches you something powerful. It shows you how to protect your inner world. When you are silent, you are not disconnected. You are deeply connected to your thoughts, your emotions, and your values. You are not suppressing your voice. You are choosing when and where to use it with purpose. Silence becomes a sacred space where healing begins and wisdom grows. In silence, you begin to hear your own voice again. Not the voice shaped by others' opinions, not the noise of external expectations, but the quiet whisper of your own truth. This voice tells you what you need, what you fear, what you truly want. And as you listen more, you realize that you don't need to explain your decisions to anyone who doesn't understand your path. You're not on this journey to be heard by everyone. You're on this journey to be true to yourself. And that truth often needs silence more than noise. People might mistake your silence for absence, but they will not realize how present you are within yourself. You are observing, you are learning, you are growing. Silence is not a void, it is a vessel. And those who learn to sit quietly with themselves discover the kind of strength that does not need to be loud. It simply is unshakable, steady, and unbothered by the world's chaos. Growth is not always loud. It doesn't always come with milestones that others can see or achievements that the world applauds. Sometimes the most meaningful growth is invisible. It happens deep within you. It happens in the way you start talking to yourself, in how you choose peace over chaos, in how you begin to forgive, to let go, to move on. This kind of growth can't be captured in a photograph or measured by external success, but it changes everything. When you shift your focus inward, you begin to evolve in ways that no one may notice at first, but you will feel it in your bones. There is a phase in life when you must stop looking around and start looking within. It's a sacred season when you stop comparing your journey with others, stop running after approval, and start asking the deeper questions. Who am I becoming? What do I truly want? What is holding me back? This is where real growth begins, not in the spotlight, but in solitude. It doesn't mean you disappear from the world, it means you return to yourself. You begin rebuilding from within your beliefs, your mindset, your habits, your self-worth. Inner growth is uncomfortable. It asks you to be honest with yourself, to confront old wounds, to unlearn what no longer serves you. It may look like stillness on the outside, but inside, it is a storm of transformation. You might feel lost for a while, unsure, even lonely, but that's part of the process. Growth doesn't come with a map, it comes with courage. The courage to sit with your pain, to own your truth, and to trust the process even when it's quiet and unclear. That's how you evolve not through noise, but through deep, patient work. When you focus on your inner growth, you become less reactive and more intentional. You stop needing to control everything around you because you've begun to master what's within you. Your mind becomes clearer. Your choices become more aligned with your values, and slowly you begin to attract peace, clarity, and purpose in it. Because the world has changed, but because you have. The world may not celebrate this transformation immediately, but in time, your inner growth will become the foundation of a life that feels truly yours. There is a quiet kind of emptiness in constantly needing approval from others. It's like chasing a shadow. You run and run, but you never feel full, never feel enough. One day, you realize that no amount of applause can fill the silence inside you if you don't know why you're clapping for yourself. Seeking validation is exhausting. It makes your happiness conditional. You start tailoring your choices, your appearance, even your dreams just to be accepted. And in doing so, you slowly drift away from who you truly are. But when you shift your focus from being liked to living with purpose, everything changes. Purpose is not about being seen, it's about being true. True to your calling, true to your principles, true to what feels right in your soul. Purpose doesn't require an audience, it just needs alignment. When your actions come from a place of meaning rather than performance, you begin to walk a path that feels steady, even when it's not popular. You don't wait for permission to begin. You don't wait for praise to continue. You simply move forward because your purpose is bigger than opinions. Living for validation will always make you question yourself. One compliment can lift you, but one criticism can shatter you. But when you live with purpose, you gain clarity and confidence that no opinion can shake. You realize you don't need everyone to understand your journey, because your journey was never designed for everyone. It was designed for you. And as you begin to walk it with courage, you stop trying to impress and start trying to impact. You stop chasing recognition and start creating value. The more you listen to your purpose, the less noise you hear from the outside world. You begin to silence the pressure to fit in, the urge to be perfect, the fear of judgment. Instead, you follow what lights you up from within. Some people won't get it, and that's okay. They were never meant to carry your vision. Your job is not to make them see. Your job is to stay rooted in your why, to honor your truth, and to keep showing up not for applause, but for the quiet fulfillment that comes from living a life that feels right. In a world obsessed with showing and telling, choosing to quietly build can feel like a rebellion. People expect instant updates, proof of progress, announcements of success. But not everything needs to be broadcasted. There is something sacred about working in silence. It protects your energy, your ideas, your dreams. When you stop talking and start doing, you give yourself space to grow without pressure, without comparison, without distraction. You become so focused on the work that the need to prove fades away. Let others talk. Let them wonder where you are, what you're doing, or why you've gone quiet. You're not missing, you're building. And while the world may not see the sleepless nights, the hard decisions, the quiet sacrifices, Your results will. Every bit of effort you pour into your journey becomes a brick in the foundation of something real, something that will stand long after the noise has faded. You don't need to argue your worth or explain your process. When the time is right, what you've created will speak louder than any explanation ever could. The truth is, words can be doubted, but results are hard to ignore. The people who once questioned your silence will come back and ask how you did it, but by then, you won't need to say much. Your strength will show in your peace, your growth will reflect in your presence, your success will echo in the lives you touch and the quiet confidence you carry. Because you didn't spend your time proving, you spent it becoming. And that makes all the difference. Let your life be your statement. Let your work be your voice. The world doesn't need more noise, it needs more authenticity, more substance, more stories that were written in the shadows and brought to light through action, not attention. Keep building in silence, and one day your presence will say everything you never had to explain. So focus on yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of self-respect. Stay silent not because you have nothing to say, but because you are choosing to grow, to heal, and to rise without distraction. In a world that is loud and hurried, become the calm. In a world that demands constant performance, become the quiet worker who builds something real. You owe no one an explanation for your evolution. You are allowed to outgrow places, habits, and even people. Let your peace speak. Let your purpose guide you. Let your results whisper what your words never had to shout. There is nothing more powerful than a person who knows who they are, where they're going, and doesn't need to announce it. Be that person. Walk in silence. Build in focus. And when you arrive, let your light do the talking.